Libras, hi, hello, welcome to your July 2025 general reading. Thank you for being here with me and joining me at Birdsong Musings Tarot. My name is Coco, and as always, this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one private reading. If that is something you're interested in, you can always go down to the description box below and click the link to my website. I also have all of the links to my decks that I use down there too, so if you want to get your hands on them, just scroll down below. And I do want to say that I was getting a lot of strong emotions coming through when I was pulling your cards. I've already gone ahead and pulled many of your cards here. We're going to pull some more. We're going to pull an Archangel Animal Oracle card. We're going to pull your advice. We're going to clarify as we go through. But before we get into the details, I do just want to say that I was getting many signs of strong downloads. One of my signs when my guides communicate with me is I get the message and then I get this lump in my throat. I don't typically cry. It's just a lump in my throat as if I were about to cry, but it's not actually crying. When I was pulling all of your cards, that feeling was in my throat the whole time. I feel like July is going to be a very important month for you. I think astrologically it's just a very important month for everybody. Uranus is moving into Gemini, Saturn is stationing retrograde, but it's also in Aries, and there's just so much going on, and it's potentially quite explosive. And I think there are a lot of realizations, and I think that's the word for you in July, realization. So let's get into it. Let's pull the Archangel Animal Oracle card. Who's guiding Libras through July 2025, please? Thank you. So they're showing me a swan. Ooh, okay, you've got two cards that just flew out. And swans are all about grace, handling things with grace, and reminding yourself that, you can stand tall in whatever's happening in your life. Swans are very regal and they don't fuck around, so that could be what you're feeling like in the month of July. Okay, cool. You've got monkey as your first animal guide. The message is experience all that life has to offer. And Archangel Raphael rules over monkeys. You've also got shark. Yeah, sharks are very powerful animal guides. The message is lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. And sharks are ruled by Archangels Metatron and Yules? I really don't know how to pronounce that archangel's name. I should probably learn. But yeah, so if you have a special connection to monkeys or sharks, or you happen to see them a lot in the month of July, that is extra confirmation that this reading is for you. So let's dive in. Now you've got 3 general energy cards. The first card is a change in the wind. Something is shifting for you here in July, and it has to do with a never-ending story, a loop that you either tell yourself, or a loop that has been, I just feel like, waging havoc. What is that term? Chaos. It's just creating chaos and wreaking havoc. That's the term, wreaking havoc in your life. Something has repeatedly been happening, or there is a mindset loop from childhood, from something that might have happened in your past that has put you on this cycle, this wheel almost. It could be in romantic relationships where you feel like you attract the same types of people, and you're like sitting here with your head in your hands like, why do I do that? And the other card is why. So this is you getting to the bottom of this in July, because the change in the wind is saying this loop, you're breaking it. This is not going to be a cycle that you just don't want to look at anymore, or that you don't understand anymore. You're getting to the bottom of it. You're working on it with a mental health professional, with a therapist. You are reading about things. You are journaling. You're looking deeper at your own behavior, at your own thoughts. This is you. I really feel like it's you getting control of a situation and getting clarity over everything else. Control, clarity, and just grabbing things, grabbing this by the reins and not letting yourself be a victim of something anymore. Okay, Libras. And it's amazing because you showed up as the World card. This is how you're showing up in July. The World is the very end of the major arcana. So the World card is saying, it's done. Something is done here. There's a chapter closing. So I feel like you are quite literally like closing, like just shutting the book on a chapter of your life, or you are just shutting the book on a problem, something that has just persisted. It could even be a person in your family who you've just kept around just because you feel like they're family and you have to keep them around. Okay, I was checking that my mic was on. And you finally saying, you know what, fuck this. I'm not keeping this person around anymore. They're dysfunctional. They're making me dysfunctional. I'm over it. So it's just you choosing to show up differently, or you just choosing to end something. And you're like, I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm not doing this anymore. Your challenge is the Lover's card. And when this card came out, I instantly got that there's a choice that you're making. Now, this could quite literally be a choice about a lover. This could be a choice about you, whether or not you're going to stay in a relationship, whether or not you're going to entertain that family member anymore, a friendship that is really important to you. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? There's a choice that you are being called to make, and I think you realize in July, I can't keep going this way anymore. Your opportunity here, I asked about your opportunity, not just your challenge. You got the 5 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Now, this was where the lump was like in my throat, was just, my guides were like, just giving me downloads. The 5 of Wands and the 9 of Wands are saying, holy shit, you've been through the ringer here. You have fought people, yourself, overthinking tendencies. You have felt defeated. This 9 of Wands is somebody who is just closed off, defensive, and paranoid about life, about relationships, because they've just had to fight for so long. They've been let down. And this Page of Cups is coming in and saying, your opportunity now is to let all of it go. The Page of Cups is this beautiful energy that is just so light. It's the energy of somebody with rose-tinted glasses on. But in this sense, it's not negative. It's really what you need. It's this lightness of life. It's this, going to the beach or moving to a body of water and just enjoying yourself. It's about romanticizing your life, of having fun, letting loose, laughing, just getting back in touch with that part of life with hope. My guides told me when I pulled these cards, it's just hopeful. Getting back in touch with your childlike joy, with your child self, your inner child, and letting that child enjoy life again. It feels like there have been struggles since you were a child, and the opportunity in July, it's like, whew, it's crazy. Like, you really have the opportunity to just put this all down and move on. But it's up to you. There's a choice you have to make here. Now, your guides are advising you on this as well. I pulled cards on advice, and we'll get some more advice later on as well. You've got the Knight of Pentacles here as the first card. So you have to be diligent here. Your guides want you to be consistent, disciplined, work hard. The Knight of Pentacles reminds you that, change doesn't happen in a day. The Knight of Pentacles says you have to show up every single day. You have to chip away at something. A piece of marble. The sculptor goes there every single day and slowly chips away at that piece of marble. Now, it might not take a year, it might not take 2 years, but maybe in 5 years, that piece of marble is in a museum and it's now a huge work of art, right? So that's what your guides are saying here. There's some kind of dedication to this process, persistence, and self-belief. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's not going to happen at the flip of a dime, you know, I really feel like you're getting to the bottom of something, and it's not going to be easy immediately, okay? But it does feel like it's worth it. You've also got Judgment and the Justice card, numbers 20 and 11. The Justice card is your card, Libras. This is you. And the Judgment card is this person dancing in the flames. Judgment is about rebirth, burning everything down and rebuilding from the ashes. It's the Phoenix energy. So you are like re-emerging as somebody brand new by the end of July, or just in July, you are making the decision to say, I'm starting this journey. Maybe, you know, like I said before, it's a therapist journey, a therapy journey. I'm doing my Eat, Pray, Love journey, and I'm doing it because I don't want to continue what I have been doing. I can't. There's a change in the wind now. Yeah, it's badass. I really like this for you. I think this is so cool. Your recent past is the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. You've either met somebody recently who is a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or they just present as somebody who is very loving, compassionate. They have a lot of patience. They have a really rich emotional world. They're very sweet. And this could be a romantic partner of yours, or this can be you yourself, Libra, because this is you getting in touch with your emotions. You getting to, being told, you getting a chance to relax. And so when you get the chance to relax, you get the chance to really like look into how you feel. Okay, that's coming up. You've recently gone to a body of water, perhaps, or you've just recently had the time and the energy and ability to just dial in and think about how you feel. This is also somebody who is very emotionally mature, somebody who's realizing and waking up to their needs, their emotional needs, how they act, and how it affects others as well. The King of Cups is a very complex person, and I really like that card, especially here with the Nine of Pentacles as well. The Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is really independent and self-sufficient. So you worked really hard in the recent past to reach a goal. This is the kind of energy of somebody who has recently graduated from school, who has recently gotten promoted, who has recently like written a book or done this big thing, and you're now able to like enjoy it. You know, you're able to kind of like put everything down and really enjoy the fruits of your labor. I do want to take a look at the situation for you in July just a little closer. I want to clarify some things, so let's go ahead and do that. What are they going through? What's the situation? Eight of Pentacles, there's that dedication. 10 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're being asked to dedicate yourself to something new. You're being asked to start a journey because you're done with something else. This is that burnout, the 10 of Wands. Again, something tiring is done. You're choosing and saying, I'm doing something differently. It's going to be hard. I'm starting anew. I don't care. I'm going to master it. Ace of Pentacles underneath. I'm going to be the best I can be. Yeah, there's that Devil underneath. Let me see also this Lovers card. Can you clarify, please, this Lovers card here for Libras in their challenge? Thank you. 10 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. Judgment again. 10, the 20 card. It's like you can choose between the Tower underneath. You can choose between continuous pain and hurt, right? These are the choices. It's like you can either choose between the 10 swords in your back, to carry those swords in your back, to carry that pain, or you can choose to burn it all down and start anew. You can choose to say, you know what, it's scary. I really don't want everything in my life to change, but I don't want to carry the swords anymore. So at the end of July, first of all, you've got the Knight of Cups. There's somebody here helping you along this journey. You're either calling somebody up for assistance, a friend, a parent, a sibling, and they're helping you out. But this is also you kind of like moving into the waters, right? So this Page of Cups is your opportunity. And as you can see, this like younger person, they're not yet in the waves. They're like contemplating, oh, do I go on the waves? By the end of July, you are in the water. So you're like in your emotions. You are just feeling a little bit more supported in that way. And there's a lot of clarity coming through, emotional clarity. You've got the Ace of Cups as well. This is healing. This is a beautiful, fresh new start and self-discovery. This is self-love, pampering yourself, making sure you're doing things for yourself, putting yourself first. And the Ace of Cups, it's not to say that it doesn't speak to people, but I think the aces for me in general speak to the self, because the ace is technically the one, and one is the number of the self. So this is about really self-healing, and you've got the Sun as well. Clarity. Clarity on a decision. You finding joy in whatever it is you're doing at the end of July. I do feel like you are near a body of water, a beach, a lake, river, or you're just trying to get closer to one. You could be thinking about moving to the beach. The cards that I pulled to clarify, the Eight of Cups. You're moving differently. You're leaving something behind. I don't know if it's something physical, if it's a mindset, but you are moving on. And you're moving on where? Here's the Fool. To a brand new beginning. To something entirely new that is wrapped up in your Ten of Cups. What you believe truly is abundance for you. This is community, love, healing. The traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck depicts the Ten of Cups as a family looking at a rainbow. So you could be moving on to begin a family. I just feel like you're thinking so much clearer about your future by the end of July. So let's go ahead and get some more advice here. Okay, let me get one more card. Ooh. All right, let me get that one off the ground. You got move on underneath. I mean, I think you're doing that anyway. Okay, not surprised to see this. So the first card you have is be careful. Beware of unnaturally kind gestures, sweet intents, and flattering words. Your scenario may not be as transparent as you think. Avoid unpleasant energies if possible, especially those who are seemingly threatened or bothered by you. I don't want to sow paranoia with this card, but it is important, to be careful right now. But this card also speaks to being careful with your own words and actions. Oftentimes when I pull this card for myself, I'm able to reflect and see where I was not being careful. And an example of this is one time I was applying to a job and they asked me to send my recommendations before the second interview. And that had never been asked of me before the second interview. So I thought, that's weird. I spoke with them and asked if they wanted my recommendations before the second interview, and they said no. So you know what? This must be a miscommunication. I'm not going to ask them about it. I'm just not going to send my recommendations. That was a big mistake, and my guides kept saying, be careful. Turns out I didn't get the job because of that miscommunication, but mostly me not being careful and asking them. So things like that as well, just be careful with what you're doing in July of your words and actions. The second card you have is make a decision. And we saw this with the Lovers card as well. Don't be afraid to make that choice in a seemingly choiceless situation. Take the first step and great opportunities will emerge for you and those involved. Trust that every road is a route to your destiny. Believe in yourself. Period. Some self-belief goes a long way. And I think in this journey, whatever you're embarking on, a lot of self-belief is needed. And a lot of dedication here is needed. Dedication to yourself. Okay, Libras? So, yeah, that's all I have for you today. This was a wild reading, and I'm really happy I was able to deliver these messages for you. If this reading resonated for you, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. I always appreciate that. I always appreciate you dropping a comment as well. I love seeing when people resonate with the reading as well. So yeah, I will see you next time for the August general readings. Take very, very good care. I wish you the best of luck through July, and I will see you next time.